Tales Up Vindicators. This is Xenoxis, and this is Xenoxis Show for the 10th of February 2007. This is part 2, gonna be probably the final part. So I was talking about Starag, or how the LFR I was in had no wipes on the boss, except for one, just because people went in too early, you know. But you know, LFR can kinda be you know, sometimes it can be just hilarious because of how funny or how stupid certain wipes can be sometimes, you know, and stuff that, you know. But LFR is of course not real raiding, you know. It will never be. Although I mean, in MOP you kinda have some of the challenge in certain of the LFR sections, you know, and stuff that. But still, you know, I mean, like, but I think it's really like people used the people that bash on LFR. It's pretty fun that normal mode isn't really that much harder than LFR, because the thing is, like, in LFR you can still wipe in LFR if you don't do certain mechanics correctly. Like, there are still things that can wipe you, but the thing is, sure, on normal you need to even make even better sure of that you do the mechanics correctly. But the thing is, like, normal mode isn't like this huge mega step up really. All things considered, that normal mode is easier than it has ever been, like right now. But sure, certain bosses and certain raids have been in varied difficulty in terms of normal mode, like certain, like High Mall. I don't think High Mall was a problem for any raid or for any like guild really that raided like normal, like High Mall back in Wallos of Draenor. But then, for example, Blackrock, what was it called? Was it called Blackrocks? No, it wasn't called Blackrock. But I mean, was it called Blackrock? I forgot, because I mean the clan was Blackrock. So yeah, Blackrock Foundries, that was called, right? That raid was considerably harder, even in normal mode. It was considerably harder than the preview and then High Mall. And of course after that we had, were there only really 3 raids in VOD? Yeah, High Mall, Blackrock Foundry, and then Hellfire Citadel. Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And Hellfire Citadel was of course a really good raid, like all things considered. Like, the thing is, really, if you really consider it, you know, like, VOD, a lot of people hated VOD, but I mean, VOD had some really good raids, you know. Stuff that the High Mall was a very different raid. It was mostly an outdoor raid, really, all things considering, you know. It was like outdoors, you could see like the whole area, you know. You can even fly over that area and stuff that, you know, in Warlords, you know, and it's pretty cool, you know, and stuff like that. And then, you know, all things considered, you know, it's really cool. It's very funny now how there are people that are new to the game that wanna fly in VOD content, and they find the grind to get the flying in the VOD zone to be annoying. And those people like have no idea like how easy it is now, because you can just fucking solo the elites and everything, you know. You can just go solo like Doomlord Kazakh and stuff like that, and hope that, because Kazakh I believe has a higher chance to drop those Legion things, you know, the token things, you know, that can give you a lot of rep, you know. I wonder if the PvP things could still drop anymore. That would actually be pretty broken, right? If the PvP thing could still drop in the VOD content, because it will give you a certain amount of honor or whatever. But I don't know if that thing would work with the new honor system, or if those things have just disappeared, you know, and stuff like that. It would be pretty cool otherwise if it could still give honor, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah. And I mean, like, you know, I mean, so Legion has been out now since, how long has Legion been out? I forgot exactly how long it was ago since Legion was launched, but yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy the tempo blizzard that's going on with Legion, all things considering, you know, how in the new PTR, the new content like the Broken Isles and like Tomb of Sagaras and everything, and Tomb of Sagaras, soon they're gonna open it for like testing and stuff, like raid testing and stuff like that, so yeah. And it might seem that we're gonna get it earlier than expected, and that kinda harkens back to TBC in TBC, when they released Black Temple, the patch, no one had yet to clear the previous raid. And because of the way the raids worked in Burning Crusade, it was progression, so you just couldn't go into the new raid right away. I still think some of that is actually a pretty good system, because that means that, for example, like because nowadays it's like whatever the latest raid is, that's the place you want to raid for the gear, you know, like you don't want to go back and do damn, what the fuck was it called? What the hell, the first raid in Legion? What the fuck? Why can't I? Oops. Damn. Oh. A lot of slime in my throat. What the fuck can't I remember what the first raid was? Like Nighthold was the second raid, right? Nighthold is on the second raid, and then 2 Massacres is gonna be the third, and whatever we're gonna do in August, that's gonna be the fourth, and probably the final one. Oh no, Nighthold is second, yeah, and 2 Massacres is gonna be the third. What was the first again? Let me think about the areas here. You have High Mountain. You have Suramar. Suramar has Nighthold. What the fuck? Why can't I remember? Because it's not in Suramar both raids. Fucking hell, why can't I remember what it is? I remember also thinking that the first raid was really good also. Ugh. Raids Legion, I'm gonna actually search. Oh, yeah, Emerald Nightmare, that's what it was, yeah. Emerald Nightmare was the first raid. Oh yeah, Emerald Nightmare, then it was Trial of Valor, and then Nighthold. So there's theoretically 3 raids. So although Trial of Valor is more like a mini raid, Trial of Valor is more closer to like the Trial of the Crusader kind of thing. Was it called Trial of the Crusader, the raid portion of that? Because there was a dungeon portion of the thing from Pre-Vod dungeon. So let me check your Pre-Vod here. Mr. Panari Dungeons, Zara Twilight, Sandalari Heroics. Mr. Panaria. Why don't they go back and show the other things? Damn it. That's really sad. But yes, Emerald Nightmare was first, then Trial of Valor, and then Nighthold. And the next thing is gonna be 2 Massacres. Well, Emerald Nightmare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bosses. Trial of 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Nighthold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was pretty big. How much did Hellfire Citadel have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, 13 fucking bosses. But I mean, that made like Hellfire Citadel pretty fucking epic, you know, all things considering. The boss in it has 13 boss encounters, so it actually uses there, you know. Blackhawk found how many bosses? 10 bosses. It was a lot smaller than Heimol. Well, Heimol only had 7 bosses, but yeah. And I mean, it was pretty simple, all things considered, you know, and stuff that, like, Heimol, even like in Mythic, weren't like problem for a lot of people, you know, like, I think Heimol was a really good starting raid. Like, the main problem is a lot of raids in certain of the expansion, like a lot of the first raids in an expansion has been quite bad in certain expansions, you know, stuff that in certain expansions the first raid hasn't been very memorable at all. So let me go in here again and check. And what was the... Are they in order here? No, those are Mr. Panora Dungeons, those aren't the raids. Oh yeah, those are just the world bosses. Oops. Wait. Motion Waltz. What's that there? Yeah. I believe Motion Waltz was the first raid, right, in MOP. Yeah, start the raid of Mr. Panera expansion. It only had 6 bosses. But I mean, if you consider that the first raid in MOP was a lot worse than the first raid in VOD. At least in my opinion, you know, like it wasn't really that interesting really with the bosses, all things considering, except Elegon. I think a lot of people remembered. Is Elegon the guy I'm thinking of? Yeah, Elegon was the star looking like guy. Yeah, the room, yeah, because it had that, like, the circular thing, like, the Elegon fight was actually pretty cool, like, gotta give Mr. Pandaria that, you know, that was actually pretty cool and stuff that, you know. Elegon is the 5th boss of Vlogg, and what they even mention is here, this has an account to get complexity, you know. But it was pretty cool, like, it was a very, very different fight, you know, considering, you know, like, how, you know, like, that's the thing when it comes to, like, raids and stuff that, like, certain raids might not be very memorable except for like one encounter or something like that, and often it's like an encounter that's more complex or more, it requires more from a raid, you know. And those are often fights that become memorable in the long run, you know, and stuff that, like fights you remember, or like fights that actually give you some challenge at least, you know. And I really need to take a dump really, really badly now, you know. I'm drinking like some soup in a cup, like in the morning, and this time I took like 2 portions of it, you know, instead of only 1, you know. It's called hot cup here in Sweden, or varma koppen, you know. But it's not really that great to take normally, but the thing is, it makes it so like I can eat a lot less bread, you know, a lot less bread than normal, you know, and that's better for me, you know, to eat a lot less bread, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for now, at least, you know. I'm gonna see when I do the next recording, because I mean, like, I'm recording in a very different way now compared to how I recorded on my old channel. On my old channel, I always had a schedule, and I would always record just 1 time per week. But sometimes it would be several times during a week when I went like crazy overboard with some of the recording. But then I would like record once a week, and then I would always record on a Friday, and then I would have enough clips to last until the next Friday, basically, pretty much. So there were like at least 1 video every day, you know, and stuff like that. And sometimes there were 2 videos on certain days, because I would usually record 2 hours when I recorded. But now, you know, like now, because we're only doing webcams, because I cannot really do gameplay, because then having to watch the camera and be like, okay, now 15 minutes, you know, like you can't allow it to reach 50 minutes because that's the limit, you know, and stuff that, you know, we make it really hard, because the camera auto turns off a clip after you have recorded a bit over 60 minutes. So if YouTube could just change it to have the minimum amount, or the lowest, or the amount that you could record instead could be 20 minutes, then that would be so much better, because that would just make it so I could just like record like I would do before, you know, and stuff like that. But maybe this is better. I mean, like, I'm just doing this 2 parts now every time, you know, I record, so it's like almost 30 minutes then, you know, almost 30 minutes like each time I record. Like, I mean, that means that I can just record more often, but, you know, I'm recording now whenever I like feel like it instead, and just doing vlogs isn't really that bad, all things considered. Anyway, I hope you all will enjoy these clips, and I will probably see you all. I will see, you know, maybe I will do something on Sunday again, we will see. I don't know if I'm gonna like eventually try and get into like recording every day. We'll see how things goes. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy this. I'll see you all in the next